Welcome back. Well, today we have on Tim Whitaker with Republic Windows, and he's kind of your first line that you're going to meet when you call Republic and want to hear about what they have to offer. So nice to have you here today.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and I know the value of finally getting new windows in.
Big difference.
There's a lot more than what people think as far as what it does for the home.
Exactly.
Obviously, it's the aesthetics. It looks better. But tell me all the different benefits.
Well, usually energy is number one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the reason people are calling us. And what we especially notice here in the village is that most people don't have forced air heating or
Right.
air
That's right.
conditioning. So our summer's getting hotter and our winter's getting colder, so keeping the elements out really makes a big difference. But what we also notice, the aesthetic value is huge. A lot of people invest in their homes here. They put new flooring and carpeting and cabinets and kitchens, painting and crown molding, but you have these old, ugly 1960-something windows, the old silver ones, and they've got mold sometimes on it. They're oxidized, so you got all these beautiful upgrades if you have the old windows that are in it. And windows are eye level, so you walk in and you see everything, but you see these old windows and it just kind of tarnishes a lot of work they've done.
Yeah.
So once that we come in and do it, it just beautifies everything so much more. So it's just the aesthetics from the inside and also the outside as well. You can walking around the complex, probably 50% of people have replaced windows, maybe around there, and you'll see white, old silver. So it just modernizes everything. So it just makes a big difference that way.
It does. And a lot more of the benefits beyond that is much easier to open if someone has arthritis.
Exactly.
These open very easily. They have even much easier handles that they can get to.
Yes, ours all come with brass rollers as well. So they roll very nice. They tight. A lot of the old ones now, they rattle. We just replaced one that was right by one of the gates, and he's all the time people are coming in and the cars rattle his windows. And so they tight, they seal. You get the winds coming up, and you get dust on your windowsills all the time, so it makes a big difference there. And just operation, especially going up and down. Sometimes the single hung windows will fall down a lot, so the new ones really make a big difference there as well.
It does. And for somebody who is even thinking about getting their heating and AC redone or upgrading that, you got to think about doing your windows first. And
You do.
Seriously, you do, because you can get a new energy system for your home. If you don't get new windows in, guess what? A lot of those benefits are literally going out the windows.
Exactly. Air conditioning is probably the most expensive utility that we have. It costs very much. Everyone that has an air conditioning knows the expense of it. So it's really a sticker shock when people do invest, which aren't very cheap anyways, and they invest in a new air conditioning system. All of a sudden they get their first bills because it just sometimes double the bill. So what the problem is that you might set your thermostat at 75, but the heat just pours through those windows. So it's constantly running. So you're usually getting about 25 to 35% energy reduction from your electricity bill from the air conditioning by having that. So you're exactly right. It's always better to get your windows first and then invest in the air conditioning, because otherwise you're going to be sticker shock. It's very expensive to operate.
Yeah, it is. A lot of windows out there, a lot of different companies.
Yes, there is.
And there are different levels of quality. You get what you get
exactly what you pay for. We see it a lot here in the village. We can spot out a lot of the low-end windows. We'll have a couple things that we alluded to earlier where the quality, the rollers don't operate that well. Over time, and I just saw one the other day, the vinyl, after 4 or 5 years, especially in direct sunlight, it starts to turn yellow. It gets kind of faded. I was pointing out to a homeowner, I go, see this yellow on here? That's what happens after 4 or 5 years on the lower end. One of the bigger issues as well is now with dual pane windows, there's a gap between the two panes of glass. All ours, normally it's filled with argon, which is a non-toxic gas. And so it works as a natural insulator, keeping heat out in the summertime and cold out in wintertime. Some of the low-end windows, though, after a few years, they get condensation buildup between the glass, like our watches where the bubbles come up, and then it turns like a frost or a mist. It looks terrible. And you go to wipe it off, and it doesn't come off, so you go on the outside of your house and wipe it off there. It's actually in between the panes of glass, and there's really nothing you can do about it. So, but that is an issue of going get what, like you said, you get what you pay for. So that is one of the problems. Ours we have a polyurethane seal that goes around
Right.
the whole perimeter, so it locks everything in place. So you never have to worry about it. The other issue that if something can get like condensation, that means all the gas escapes out. Ours has a lifetime warranty.
And
That'll
some of
never
the
happen.
seals on the lower quality window in between the two panes of glass are aluminum or something, and you don't get that same.
Exactly. They don't have a seal, or there'll be a cheap rubber that decays after 4 or 5 years, and that's
Yeah.
what happens. So once again, you get what you pay for. So
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. I recall my in-laws when they got a home years ago up in the Tahoe area. So it was a manufactured home, and it came with the windows. But in about 2 years, what happened was condensation formed, and they actually saw handprints because when they put in the windows, they didn't bother to wipe them down or whatever it was.
Oh,
so
from the inside.
he was a handy guy, so he took out the panes himself. But I mean, it was.
yeah,
That's what can happen.
exactly.
You keep your prices low, but the quality high, right?
That's a very important thing. That's kind of the crux of our business. We advertise and they see our advertising. We put our price out there, which most companies don't. But we get asked all the time, well, how do you do it so cheap? What's the catch? And it's kind of two things. One is the way we operate our business. We've got a small little office over here by Knott's Berry Farm. It's nothing fancy. It's a working office / showroom / warehouse. Some of our competitors have these beautiful 10,000 square foot showrooms. What we've learned is that we don't make as much money on our jobs, but we probably sell 70% of them. And what that does are the people that buy, if they're happy, they're going to tell somebody else, especially here in the village. They're very social and everybody knows their neighbors. And so we get a lot where they come in and hey, you got new windows. Are you happy? Oh, Republic Windows did a great job. I got a great price. And they're like, Republic, isn't that what we've seen on the commercial? So it's
Yeah.
a great strategy. We, like I say, we don't sell as much, but we don't. We sell 70% of them, creates happy customers, and so we don't make as much, but we sell a lot of our jobs, and it just keeps everything going. Referrals are the best advertising there is.
Yeah.
So, and we're able to do it without compromising the quality side of it, which is very important.
Yeah, definitely. I want to give you a number. It's 949-462-9190. The website, easy to remember, LagunaWoodsWindows.com. Check them out. And as I said, and as Tim said, if you're thinking of upgrading your heating and AC system, if you haven't got new windows, you're just throwing good money away.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, take care.
Have a great day. Thank you.
We'll be right back. Yeah, we'll get you up there.